Ahoy, crypto pirates. Welcome to your Discourse Syndicate's FN Hangout. I am the captain, your Captain RG3, Hexican, crypto idiot, you name it. Welcome to all. Welcome to the Hexicans. Welcome to the crypto folks out there. Shout out to Proof of Smoke, my cigar buddies in Telegram. Got to meet a couple of you out here in Spain. I'm back in Portugal, but I took a trip up to Spain, hung out in Barcelona with my boy Ozzy and Ash. Neither one of them are really crypto bros. They're cigar aficionados, businessmen. So shout out to them. Enjoyed my time out there in Barcelona. Then cruised over to Madrid. Man, Spain is crazy. Awesome. And now I know where all the Indian money went. I was like, where did all that gold that they took from the Americas go? You Spaniards, you guys, those churches cost some big bucks. And I know where that stuff came from. I was figuring it out while I was there. I was like, where did this come from? I mean, the opulence of everything out there. Where is it at? Where is the one at? Is it in in Barcelona? There's a church that they've been working on for like over 200 years. Like, the stuff out here is insane. I thought like New York and Washington, D.C., the monuments and all. It ain't shit compared to what they got in Spain. Spain is, you people spent some money. I'm telling you, there is a lot of money out there, folks. Look, money doesn't go anywhere. It just circulates, moves around. It doesn't ever disappear. There is so much money sitting on the sidelines. It's insane. It's insane. But something I looked up while I was out here, I was hitting the AI, just kind of like things were going through my mind. And I looked at how much gold and how much silver was extracted from the Americas and taken to the old world. And I was having AI do the math and stuff, and gold per ounce in today's value was worth $500 an ounce back then in today's terms. So gold has really been a real shitty investment. Bought a lot of shit in Spain, but it's really been a shitty investment because it's not much more than that now, really, when you think about all the years that have gone by. But anyway, trip to Spain was awesome. I went around the whole damn country. It was awesome. It was awesome. Had a good time. Met with a few crypto folks. Met with some cigar aficionados and hit some cigar places. And the coffee is amazing. Coffee's good here. That's my thing. I like talking to people, coffee people. Like talking to cigar people outside of the crypto space. Trying to talk to them about crypto. Trying to expand, get out and see the world and talk to people, because this echo chamber here, man, I love a whole bunch of you. In fact, I love all of you. Some of you more than others. Some of you are fucked up, man. Oh, 1.4 billion dollars was stolen, hacked from Bybit. Oof. Now they're connecting it to North Korea or some shit. I don't know. Maybe they'll try and pin it on Richard somehow. Not sure. Hex liquidity, PulseChain is drying up. Remember what the old guy said that you all call stupid? I told you, people are going to be waiting in line for your Hex. Hold on to that stuff. Get as much as you can, in my opinion, because people are going to be wanting it, because decentralized finance is the way to go. Even Brian Armstrong, whom I've praised over and over and over again here, because I think that Brian Armstrong understands and has his finger on the pulse of what's going on out there. But he today tweeted out that, the SEC has decided to quit nipping at his heels, get off his back, and let unchain Coinbase and let it go and innovate and be this and that and the other. But my question to you, Brian, is when are you going to do the same for the DeFi community? Because there's nobody out there DeFiing better than us. Nobody. Nobody's built better products than Richard Hart, and no community has promoted organically a more DeFi product than Hex, PulseChain, PulseX, and Inc. And tonight we're going to get to talk about something cool that's being built for Inc. And you guys all know our friend of the show here and my friend Fast Abdul. He's going to be coming on and talking to us about what he's doing to bring Inc to the masses and make a new product on it. So we're going to get into that in just a second. Let me say hello to everybody in the chat room real quick. Frank White, bang, bang, Pulse Gang. What's happening, dude? Good to have you. Alan, what's up, dude? Ted Nelson, what's up? Yeah, the printer goes burr. Man, the stuff that's happening right now in the world, man, America is really doing some cool stuff, some weird stuff. I see Elon, man. That guy is just gaslighting like I really wish. I like the things that he's doing, but he's just a gaslighter, man. And I don't fake the funk, bro. Just go do the work, stay in your lane, get some shit done, find some efficiencies, make it happen, and cut it out with the gaslighting and bullshit. We don't need that stuff, man. You're just trying to polarize people, and that's not that. I understand that worked for your little thing or whatever to get you to where you need to be, and that's cool. But hey, wise up. Quit gaslighting and go make efficiencies. I'm for that, man. I'm in your fucking court, man. But cut it out with the gaslighting bullshit. Okay. Let's see how SoundX and I can't hardly see it. Dathy. Sometimes I think you guys put stuff up here just to mess me up saying your names. Welcome. May you live in interesting times. Yes. China print incoming. Okay. Something about incognito, right? Oh, Salih Muhammad. What's happening, dude? Let's see. Fast Abdul. He is here. Hex Sailing. Hey, what's up, Hex Sailing? Good to see you again, man. Good to see you around and hanging out. Check my pulse. What's up with you? SoundX, welcome. Portugal as well, but lost gold reserves during the 1755 earthquake. Oh, is that what happened to them? Hey, check this out. This is this is my piece of 8. It is a silver real. It is from 1819. Yeah, 1819. This is when they made pirating illegal. And my pops gave this to me. This is my silver real. First time it's been back to Spain. Actually came from the Americas in Potosi in the silver mines, ended up in Spain, then back to the Americas, and now it's back here in Spain again. Pretty interesting, huh? Yes, check my pulse. You most certainly can. I'm going to be talking with Fast Abdul first. What cigars did you smoke today? I had a new infield, and this morning I had another Maduro. I forget what it was, but they were both amazing cigars. It was finally found a shop in Madrid. Big shout out to that shop too. Let's see, I can remember. It was starts with an M. Only cigar shop in all of Portugal and Spain that was worth a damn, and it was tops too. I mean, they had a bunch of Cubans and stuff in there, like stuff you can't find in the U.S. because we don't do the Cubans as well as the rest of the country, and I think it has to do with the the way the embargoes were and all that kind of stuff. But freaking Cohiba, man, Cohiba is like $200, $250, 250 euros. I mean, that's like almost $300. And I'm just not that impressed with Cuban cigars versus all the New World stuff that's out there. And it's just they've really done a good job. The cigar world is really growing right now. I think that kind of tobacco is running its course, where people were into cigarettes, and cigarettes became so unhealthy that it started killing people, and realized how unhealthy it was. Then the vaping came out, and I thought that was a healthy alternative. And then the vaping started killing people and making people sick. So, but cigars have always been the purest form of tobacco that you can get. When you get premium cigars, of course, and there are some cigars out there that aren't premium cigars, premium cigars are just tobacco, and they have even organic. Placentia, I believe, is the grower that does an all organic cigars. But for the most part, cigars are all natural, and you don't inhale, but you can still get, I guess, mouth and throat cancer or whatever. But very, very, the cancer rates are completely different when it comes to cigars. But yeah, Triple Dad, I had two good Maduros. I think I sent you the one I had this morning. It was phenomenal. Let's see, what's up, Blue Collar T Shares. What's up, dude? Fox Intruder. Let's see. Set for Glory. Pulse says, check my pulse says time is everything. I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, man, it is. All right. Alan says Nicaraguan cigars are good. Probably number 2 or 3 in the world, in my opinion. Dominicans, Nicaraguans, both. But a lot of there's very few what they call puro cigars, which is like all Nicaraguan, because they have a wrapper, a binder, a filler, and they're using like Connecticut wrappers and Cameroon wrappers and Connecticut or fillers from Dominica and fillers from Mexico and binders and they're mixing them together, and they're making freaking fabulous cigars. If you're one of those people that anyway likes the taste of a cigar. I do. Always liked the smell of them, and then I would have 1 or 2 a year, and now I've turned into kind of a one a day, one every other day. Today happened to be a 2 cigar day. I don't usually do that. But anyway, all right, everybody. Well, welcome. Thanks for coming. This is your show. Once I get Fast Abdul in here and we start chatting and go over his badass new protocol that he's come out with, we are going to open it up for everybody to come in, ask questions, talk to them. Remember, here's what I say. All of these projects are being built in crypto, first of all. Crypto is an asset class that moves up and down with 80 to 90% swings. 80 to 90%, I'm going to say 99% of the stuff built on crypto is garbage. I know for a fact that the 2 products that I've been involved with, which is Hex and PulseChain, have done extremely well, and have 5 years running. Hex has not hurt anybody, shut down, scammed, anything. And Richard built all these things, and I've trusted Richard Hart and what he's built in the crypto space from day one of the launch of his product Hex. And I think that they are the best thing out there. And the people building on PulseChain, in my opinion, are the best in the crypto space, the best people. I'm not going to say that they've all made products that have worked or that have done well. Most of them were all built in a bear market. So you had a lot of crazy stuff going on. Remember, with this is DeFi. So anybody can provide liquidity and remove that liquidity and leave you holding the bag. That's one of the things that doesn't get talked about enough, that people don't talk about. So you've got to look at products, look at projects, realize the risk of even getting involved with these things, the risk of the information that's available and out there for you to discern what your decisions are going to be. The way I do this is I'm out there every day, every week, every month for you guys, talking to these people, meeting with them, shaking their hands, having dinner with them, finding out who they are, finding out what kind of a person they are, and when I bring these people up, we have relationships. I know who most of them are. And here's what I want you guys to understand. This is Discourse Syndicate. I give these people and you the opportunity to discern for yourselves whether or not you want to even play in their pool or swim in their sandbox or whatever it is. You got to understand, I don't speak for any of these people. I don't have to. So quit asking me fucking questions about what this person's doing and what that person's doing. Is this person selling and that person's selling? Shut the fuck up. Don't come to me about you being worried about somebody else selling. First of all, it's their prerogative that they want to sell. All of this when Lambo culture is awful funny. When somebody else sells and it ain't your fucking Lambo, you guys start crying. I don't get that at all. And then you come have the balls to come to me and say, hey, why are people you know selling? And then I got people who've sold on Twitter telling people not to sell, who have even had to apologize to the community for selling because they got in trouble for selling. And then they're going to, you guys, man, I don't understand. But anyway, I don't speak for anybody but myself. Okay. And the people that I do know that are my friends, they're my friends for a reason. And it has nothing to do with what crypto they own, what crypto they buy or sell, how much of it they buy or sell, who gets dumped on their heads, whose liquidity gets taken out or put in. None of that shit is any of my business. And to tell you the truth, they can all tell me that they've bought or sold or whatever. I don't fucking know because I don't know their wallet, their keys, or who really owns any of the shit that people are claiming that they own. And neither do you. You don't know my wallets. You don't know Richard's wallets. Nobody knows shit about nobody for real when it comes down to it. Unless somebody actually sat down with you and showed you what they were doing and who their wallet is and whatnot. So anyway, I just wanted to clear the air on that. I don't speak for anybody, and I don't have to. And I'm not answering to none of you fucking fools about who's buying and selling and who my friends are and aren't. So let's put that to bed. All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Appreciate you. And this is your show. So if you want to come in, I'm going to put the link in the chat room, but you're going to have to wait because I got a friend of mine coming up, and he's building protocols. And I want you guys all hear what he has to say and ask questions because I'm sure he's here to bring them. So, ladies and gentlemen, the man from Two Fucks himself, and I'm not afraid to say Two Fucks, Fast Abdul. What's up, my brother? How you doing?
Good. How you doing, Captain? I'm burning the midnight oil here. How about you?
The same. It's 11:30 here for me. I wanted to give decent time for everybody, but it's you know, I just got back from Spain, so I'm just kind of a little disheveled, getting things together and trying to stream while I'm out of town and making things happen for everybody. Oh. What about you? What's going on?
Well, it's only 5:30 p.m. for me, but I haven't been sleeping much lately because I've been working, so it feels like midnight already. I'll sleep in the bear market; it'll be fine.
Yeah, right. And we've got a bull run coming. I should have slept during the bear market, but I didn't. So I'll go through this bull market, and then the next bear market, I'm going to take a long nap.
Oh yeah. No, a break in the bear sounds nice, though. I have a feeling when we finally get there, we'll just find other things to do.
More than likely. That's kind of like the nature of who some of us are, right? I mean, it's like if you don't have something to do, you're just, it's hard to sit on your hands, especially in this space. I mean, there's always something going on, even in a bear market,
Yep. I learned a long time ago, if you want to get something done, and you can't do it yourself, then ask a busy person to do it. They're far more likely to do it than someone who's got nothing to do.
Yeah, ask a busy person. They'll always find a way to get it done for you.
Yeah, it's the 80-20 rule. It applies.
Yep. So what is going on with you? What have you been busy with?
I have been busy with a couple things, but today I wanted to talk about ink printer. So we're talking a liquidity fork that will use ink as collateral. So think like Liquid Loans or Flex and Earn. Those are the three liquidity forks we have in the PulseChain right now. So they use Pulse, Hex, and Pulse X as collateral. I'm going to complete the set. We're going to add a stable coin that uses ink as collateral, which is going to open up all kinds of crazy strategies for people and more or less single-sided staking for ink, because you can take your ink and turn it into a stable coin, and then you can stake that stablecoin inside the protocol, single-sided, no impermanent loss. So yeah, I like the concept of single-sided staking for Ink. I think people will go for that.
So when so you're saying you're going to swap it for a stable and then stake the stable, and what's the reward?
It's not even swap; you mint it.
Okay, so
like
you mint the stable coin.
Yeah, and then so you'd mint the stable coin. Sorry, you're breaking up there.
So the Ink's going to be in a reserve.
The Ink ends up in a vault that's tied to your wallet only, right? So you can take Ink, you put it into the protocol, and then you mint a stable coin called its INCD, the Ink dollar. And then that stable coin can be staked single-sided inside the protocol. It's not locked or anything like that. You're going to stake it for yield, and then you're getting yield in both more stable coin as well as the native token of the protocol that's called the print token. And then that token can also be single-sided staked inside the protocol to earn additional yield in those two tokens as well. So it's if you have big bags of Ink, and I know some whales that do, this is something you can do with your Ink apart from selling it. And since the Ink inflation's gone down, it's harder to get Ink now. I feel like the price is going to go up, not financial advice. But in a situation where you have a volatile token where the price seems likely to raise, a protocol like this allows you to get leverage on that token, in that you could put in $10,000 worth of Ink, take out $5,000, use that $5,000 to buy more Ink and put it in the protocol again, and you can loop that. There's ways to turn it into leverage. There's ways to turn it into a yield generator. There's lots of different, games you can play with it. So basically it's a toolbox, not necessarily for pros, but for people who know what they're doing. And I encourage everyone to read the white paper before you participate in any way. Ask all the questions before you press any of the buttons. But we've seen this 3 times now on the PulseChain. Three of the most successful forks of liquidity that have ever happened. I believe they're all top 5 are on the PulseChain. So I'm hoping this will be the on that list too.
So what real world protocol would you, so we've got these round robins, like PulseChain has really made this popular, or easier to do than in other chains. What real world kind of something that would be similar in the real world to the investor class out there? What would this look like? What would you see this replacing in the real world? And I don't say real world, I mean in the TradFi world.
Yeah, in the TradFi world, like this is going to be like comparable to a loan that has collateral, right? So it'd be like you took out a loan against your house that was already paid for. So your house was worth $1 million. You took out $500,000, and then you used that $500,000 to go buy another house somewhere else. The main difference would be that if you do that in TradFi, they're going to be charging you interest, whereas this is a 0 interest option. There's no interest that you're paying during that time. So, you're taking out leverage against an asset is the bottom line. And in some jurisdictions,
you're actually making the interest by doing the staking yourself.
Basically, yeah, you could look at it like you're getting paid to take out a loan. That is a good scenario,
right? Because I mean,
so the banks won't offer you that.
The way I'm trying to frame things like this and show, because even when the crypto bros see it, it confuses people. It's like, oh my gosh, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this. But if you think about it in TradFi terms or real world terms, like for instance, I spent time with Robert Kiyosaki and his partner Ken McElroy, and they taught me about their real estate game and what they were doing and how they would bring money into a project, do some small repairs and increase the rent roll on the property itself. take a loan out on it,
Yep.
Use it as a tax deferment and defer the taxes, and then take the loan that they got and put that into another property and continue to spin it around. And I know that's kind of what we're looking at here. But like you said, there's a middleman, and that middleman is the bank, and you end up paying shekels to the middleman to run your protocol or your project. And in this, what you've done is you've created the same thing where you've turned yourself into the bank, into the lending institution, and it's a decentralized protocol, obviously, right?
Yeah, decentralized, no admin keys, fully immutable. It means the code can't be changed. Once it's done, it's done. No admin keys means there's no there's no way for me to change anything once it's launched. Like that's it. I can't tweak anything. It is immutable code, just like Richard talks about with Hex. So same concept applies. It's actually been done. This protocol is a fork of Liquidity. This will be the 39th fork of Liquidity, to my knowledge. It's the most forked stablecoin protocol, and it's been audited probably 100 times. I have an audit going on right now. I have complete confidence it'll come back fine because it's the same code that's on Ethereum, same code that's used in liquid loans and Earn and Flex. It's very reliable code as far as that goes. But yeah, there isn't a direct counterpart in traditional finance to this because there's always going to be that middleman there. So this is definitely one of the opportunities to be your own bank. It requires you to learn how to be your own bank, right? It's not as easy as walking into the bank, perhaps, but once you know, and you can control your own destiny there. Dude,
these gentlemen that I'm talking about, Robert Kiyosaki and Ken Rockeroy, built over $1 billion real estate industry doing that and paying middlemen. I mean, these products that are coming out that you guys are building, that you guys are developing, are really the billionaire maker of the future. I mean, these things, by taking the middleman out, it even makes it easier. By taking out all of the unnecessary, buying, refurbishing, rebuilding, developing new properties, taking those loans out, flipping them around, creating syndicates of people that get involved in these things it's insane. And for the regular guy that literally has, $50, $100 worth of ink or something, they can go in and start doing this.
Yep.
I mean, exactly this is cool stuff.
And the truth is, it's $500 is the minimum there. So they'd have to have $500 for the ink. That's just
okay. So $500
versus $2,000 on.
Say that again.
But yeah, $500 is the minimum vault level.
Okay.
And then $2,000 is what Liquid Loans does for comparison. So it's quite a bit less to play with ink printer than it would be to open a vault on Liquid Loans.
Okay, so the barrier to entry has been lowered a little bit, so $500.
Yep.
And you're printing your own interest in your own money by providing one, a stable coin, and two, security in the or value in the network.
Exactly. And then the stable coin that gets minted can always be exchangeable via the protocol for $1 worth of ink. That's how it maintains its peg at $1. Is because if it falls below $1, you can buy it off the market, and then you can go to the protocol and trade what you bought for $1 worth of ink.
So that'll keep the arbitrage level.
Well, that kind of is the arbitrage, right? And so that's what keeps the protocol healthy, is the ability to maintain that it at $1, right? So you actually want people to buy up the dollar if they see it below $1, so that they have that opportunity to exchange it for $1 worth of ink. But ideally, you don't want to see too much of that. So I have some plans to make deep liquidity pools where it's paired against other stable coins, especially things like DAI from Ethereum that can be bridged off chain and redeemed, on Ethereum, so that those other stable coins will absorb some of that sell pressure. So that's an important part of how stable coins work, is you need them to work with each other. They need to be traded against each other. at a 1-to-1 ratio, ideally, right?
Yeah. No, that's great. I mean, the stable coin is going to be the way of the future. I'm glad to see that, more stable protocols that are actually backing stable coins are being developed and built, versus narratives, that are out there of, hey, this thing's going to go and peg and this and that and the other. And there's obviously there's no supply because they're actually minting the coin straight from the protocol, receiving the ink in the first place.
It starts at zero. Yeah. $0 on day one as far as the total amount of stable coins.
Yeah,
but
there's no issue.
That's where the opportunity is in the early days. Nope, no sacrifice at all. We managed to squeak it through without $55 million. Paid the devs up front. It should be fine.
Right on. No,
sorry, kind of a low blow. You see where I'm going.
I know. That's the the fact that people are understanding, developing, and getting better at launching these things and bringing them, to the community, is definitely, it gives me confidence that we're all going in the right direction, that things are starting to become more clear, better products. Things are coming out that are showing people that, hey, there is a trustless way to do this. There is a way to do this without having to, get the community to basically foot the bill for it and all that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, agreed.
Right on.
Not that I think, ways to raise funds for something, it's not necessarily a negative. And, there's examples of it being a positive. But I think this community has sacrifice fatigue, right? So now is not the time, at the very least, right?
No, definitely not. Not when there's this way to do things. You can do things this way. You can do things in a way that are clear, concise, and not gonna build the community. Or you got a question here. Let me put this up. Hold on a second. Boom. It says Henry Bonds. You saw it. Algorithmic stablecoins typically multi-collateralized to minimize chances of depegging due to asset volatility. How is the ink dollar going to remain peg from all the volatility?
So I got some snowmobiles passing my house here. It might be loud for a sec. So there are other stablecoins that use multiple assets, but most liquidity forks are set on one asset, just like liquidity on Ethereum. And the way that it's maintained is with instant redemption and instant liquidation, right? So if the stablecoin is below $1, you can buy it off the market and you can instantly redeem it for $1 worth of, in this case, ink. With the other protocols, it'd be Pulse, Hex, or ETH, depending which protocol you're doing. But having that arbitrage option encourages people to do that. And essentially, the stablecoin that they redeemed for $1 worth of ink gets burned, right? Thus pushing it back up to its peg at $1. As far as the liquidation goes, if somebody's collateral level is too low, right, which typically set 110% for the liquidation point, then they can get liquidated by protocol as soon as someone comes in and presses the button, and then it's instantaneous. And once again, that encourages people to maintain a high collateral ratio, which helps the stablecoin keep its peg. As far as comparison to other stable coins, if you remember in I want to say it's probably 2 years ago now, but there was a time where USDC depegged for the weekend, basically. You remember that?
Yep.
And it went down to like 77 cents or something. And liquidity on Ethereum, people fled to it for safety. Like guys who understood what was happening, were selling their USDC and moving into the LUSD token, which is the token on Ethereum that the liquidity protocol uses. It's backed by Ethereum, 100%, like more than 100% collateralized all the time, can be redeemed instantly for $1. And during that time, the price of the LUSD token actually spiked well above $1. compared to, or the trade ratio at the very least with USDC. It was much higher. So it's proven in the hardest times that this was the safest stablecoin on Ethereum. So I feel like we're going to have a very similar experience here on the PulseChain. Not to mention that this has been done 3 times already on the PulseChain, and they've proven to be very sound as far as keeping their peg towards $1. Let me look at it right now. They're usually right there or right under. So right now on PulseChain, we have the 3 stable coins. USDL liquid loans is at $1. That's the value right now. HexDC, the one backed by Hex, made by the Power City team, the price is $1. And PXDC, which is the one backed by PulseX, it's a little down right now. The price is 99.57 cents, right? 0.9957. So it's within less than 0.5 from being $1. And so it's like, right, they're all exactly where they're supposed to be. They should be a penny over, a penny under. That's the range that they're very healthy in, and they tend to very much stay inside that range. So this protocol is going to work exactly the same. It's going to likely stay in that range of between 99 cents and $1.01 all the time. In the early days in this case being during the first year, people will be very incentivized to farm with the stable coin. We're going to have a farm setup that's going to be the ink dollar against DAI. So that's, it's a very safe farming pair. You're going to have minimal and permanent loss when you have dollars against dollars. And so that'll be a boosted pair that will get bonus print tokens if they choose to participate there. And so that'll also be one of the things that's going to help it keep its dollar, because if it has enough liquidity, when people sell it, the price doesn't dip as much, right? Because these stable coins are still just coins. Like if you sell $10 million worth of DAI on the PulseChain, DAI from Ethereum, it will dip the price, right? You can still pay slippage on a stable coin, but to minimize that to have as much liquidity as possible is one of the ways it keeps its peg.
Yeah. So if you understanding, that's obvious. Even USDC, you see a USDC on a regular basis, it'll move a penny or a half a penny or whatever. In building the protocol, what was your, and knowing it and knowing all about what these stable coins do, if there was a risk at all, something that and I'm talking imaginary horribles, I'm talking something that would, be the most devastating thing that can happen, what would that be? What would your biggest fear or your biggest risk be for the protocol itself?
With this protocol, since the code is immutable, once it's done, there's no way to change it, right? So, I think that the most important thing early on is to make sure it's the right code, that you have a liquidity fork that is a true one-to-one liquidity fork. But that's why we do audits, right? So before it's released to the public, the audit will be done and reviewed to ensure that that is the case. So then that fear is out. As far as another fear that is not necessarily a problem with a protocol like this is, okay, what if the government tries to come and shut it down? Well, sorry, guys, you have immutable code running on the blockchain, and anyone could spool up a front end for it. In fact, there's open source front ends for all liquidity forks right on the liquidity website, and any developer would be able to find it very quickly. So the government could somehow take it down, and any community member could who knew a little bit of code could put up a new front end for it. And in fact, that in the future, that'll be something we encourage people to do. The biggest possible risk would be just with the collateral in general, I suppose. So you don't want the collateral to go down too much in a very short period of time. But as far as could it absorb a 50% dip in a day? Yeah, I believe it could. You don't want a 99% dip in a day, which is why you wouldn't collateralize a stable coin with a meme coin that could do a 99% dip, right? But you could have a 20% dip, you can have a 50% dip. The protocol will keep itself healthy. People might not like it if that happens, but yeah, the coin should be still pegged to $1, right?
Yeah. So in that case where, if there was, say, a bank run, basically. Everybody's selling their coins, right? Which, typically
Yep.
doesn't happen. But in case there was ever some weird thing happen and there was a bank run, and the liquidations start happening, that's really the biggest risk right there. Is if you're in the protocol and there is a bank run, you risk being liquidated, and you're not really liquidated. You're just being paid back the tokens that you paid back for the tokens that you had gave. Well, actually, liquidation is not a redemption. Now you're talking liquidation, not redemption.
That's right. Yeah, you're on the right page now. Yeah. Redemption is kind of a neutral thing. Liquidation is generally negative. However, you have to remember those people already took out a stable coin. If you put in 10 grand worth of ink and you took out $5,000 and then ink went down by 99%, well, you still have the $5,000. It's not like I'm going to come and knock on your door and be like, "Hey, man, 5 grand, pay up." Right. So it's you've actually won in that liquidation scenario. But that, that worst case scenario of like a really bad day, which probably would have to be on the chain in general. It'd be unlikely it was just the ink token, but it could be like some crazy whale got hacked and the hacker dumped it and made like a really big red candle. Right. So and we'll say it's not like, it's not going to be $40 million. It's not going to take ink to zero, but let's say it takes it down by 50%. Well, people who are under collateralized, some of them could get liquidated. And then what those people do next will determine how bad that day is for them. If they were if they were present, they were aware and they were watching, they'd kept their stable coins that they took out, they could go buy the ink back and possibly be in a better position. But if they went and spent it on Lambos, right, then they might lose their ink position because it's hard to turn your Lambos back into crypto in a short time frame, right? So it's, those kind of things are possible. I think with most, I consider ink a RH core token. So it's like Richard Heart core tokens. Are we going to see 50% dips in a day? I feel like no. But, it's certainly possible. So that as far as the imaginary horribles, it can definitely go on the list.
Yeah. And, this is the stuff that's important, for the community to understand and know, because it's how much risk is there involved in it? What are the risks? You obviously, you just start off, you said it's immutable code that's been used, 50 something times already. It's been audited, schmaudited all over the place. And you and I both know what real audits actually mean and all that.
Good point.
And the risk is, hey, you want to use your ink either for a loan for whatever reason, or if you want to use your ink to turn it into a yield producing opportunity for yourself. The risks are really basically imaginary horribles, and the peggings are to stable coins themselves. And as the protocol builds and starts to create more and more health for itself, it gets stronger and stronger as time goes on.
Exactly that. Yeah. There's education is key with all this stuff, right? If people understand the tools and they can plan to use the tools in the way they were meant to be used, then it can leave them in a better position, right? Or at the very least, if something bad happens, it likely wouldn't be as bad for those people. It's the people that are just mashing buttons who end up being sad most of the time, right? So, but hopefully we can minimize that.
And that's the key. That's the key to this, the way to make money in crypto was to trade, number go up, trade. And that was how you made money in crypto. Well, that's not the case anymore. Now you guys have figured out how to make protocols that mimic real world asset classes, real world strategies. And like I said before, this strategy looks a lot like, taking your money, leveraging a loan, removing the middleman, except for, out in the real world, you have a middleman. So using those same time-tested strategies that are out there already, nothing new under the sun, like I always say, making them immutable, attaching them to one another. And the more and more of these protocols that come together, the more and more of these stable coins that actually supporting one another, the stronger and stronger and stronger the ecosystems and the products and the value of your investment and what you're doing with your investment becomes.
Yep. And I think you're right about like the more is better as far as native stablecoins on the PulseChain, because it actually removes some risk in a way, because everything that's coming to the PulseChain for stablecoins right now that wasn't native to the PulseChain has a bridge risk attached to it. So if you're buying DAI on the PulseChain, not the copy DAI, the DAI from Ethereum, that DAI has moved through the bridge, and the actual DAI is living in the bridge contract, and you get it back when you bridge back to Ethereum. So there's what they call bridge risk there. Now, I'm very confident in the RH bridge that everybody uses, but it's not a zero factor that there could be an issue with a bridge, and a bridge hack is a big deal. Now, I'm very confident that RH took all precautions and that his team is on it, but native stablecoins reduce the risk substantially because it's redeemable for $1 on this chain. There's no bridge risk as far as that goes. And then now that we'll have these 4 liquidity fork native stablecoins, as well as things like Coast, we can start to pair these things together and have them support each other. So probably what I'll do is make a pair with USDL, PXDC, and HexDC, along with InkD, and we'll have I'll have a farm where people will be incentivized to add liquidity in those stablecoins so they can all support each other, right? So, and of course, I have a couple levers I can pull with 2 fucks that might help make that happen.
Nice. Here's another question from Fox Mulder. How do you protect from malicious, insanely big ink flash loan dumping the price to liquidate the vaults, to scoop up cheap, liquidate ink to pay back the loan?
Yeah, that's an interesting point, and there are some things in place to look at that. I'm not going to lay down all the cards on exactly what we have to prevent that, but we're using an internal oracle that fires very quickly at multiple pools. So on an asset like ink, it would be difficult to beat our internal oracle and actually achieve the flash loan price dump that you're talking about. And I think there's probably not that many players looking at ink in particular to do that with, but it is a valid concern that we've seen on some other protocols, mostly on other chains, that you can use a flash loan using something like Aave, and then buy up, sell down a price on something in order to potentially liquidate people, right? Yeah. And then be able to have the advantage of getting the part of their collateral via that liquidation.
So some people here, we're using terms that that we understand, we know. I'm going to give the dumb guys explanation. I'll let you go into details. I want to explain to people what a flash loan is, and that's when on the same block a bot comes in, and that bot comes in and buys and sells a bunch at one time to dump the price, get a bunch of the vaults liquidated, and then suck it all back up. That's kind of the layman's term of what happened. It happens so fast that you can't react. Nobody can react, and it all just happens within the protocol. And the person that set up the flash loan bot wins, and everybody else gets hosed.
Yeah, that would be an undesirable thing. One of the things that counters that a little bit is nothing in crypto is at zero cost. So if you're running flash loans and that sort of thing, you're paying various fees, you're taking some risk that it will work or it won't work. With something like liquid loans, for example, the deposit that's made that's kept when you get liquidated is set at $200. So it's that $200 goes to the person who presses the liquidation button to liquidate you. On this protocol, it's $50. So they're 4 times less incentivized to go to the trouble of trying to, hack the protocol by running a bunch of external things to mess with the actual price of ink, right? Versus how they would be with Pulse. So that's one of the factors that went into that was considered in regards to high-end attackers using things like flash loans. But honestly, I don't feel like that is going to be a regular problem. and that if it was a problem, it wouldn't be like a liquidate everyone type event, right? Like, it's more likely that, somebody would find a way to, dump the price by 10% type thing in a very short term. And that there could be an option where some people got liquidated, but those people would be very close to the line anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
So the risk
don't be on the
reward
bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. The risk reward thing is like kind of almost not there to try and make it happen.
At $50 per liquidation, it's much less interesting. I think more of this activity happens with other protocols and on other chains, right? We also don't have quite the same infrastructure that, hacker types could use to pull something like that off on the PulseChain, though it does exist, but it's like, you'd have to very much know what you're doing. I don't think it won't be a daily event in my opinion, but yeah, do your own research. Too many smart guys in the chat, Captain. Don't we have any plebs anymore? Everybody's a genius.
Yeah, I mean, this is the RAG ecosystem at work, man. I mean, I think that our community is filled with a bunch of people who have been disillusioned and bullshitted for long enough that they finally realized where something good and something real is happening, and they've come over here and they're dissecting it. They're looking at it, they're learning, they're understanding, they're teaching, and this chain and this community on this chain are of the smartest people in crypto, I believe.
Yeah, agreed. The overall level of users who can do just regular DeFi stuff, including staking, etc., opens it up for builders like me to launch things like this ink printer protocol, where it's like, it's not the high end of complexity as far as code goes, but like for a user to be able to go in, deposit their own assets, and then take out mint their own stable coins, right? Like the PulseChain is the perfect place for that. And long term, I think that's going to be what is going to make us win. We're going to have so much of this stuff. We're going to have everything that's on Ethereum, but running cheaper and faster and better. This will be hopefully another example of that.
Right on. Oh, I'm hats off to you, man. Congratulations on bringing another good product, to PulseChain. It's looking good. It's what we've got just about everything. I mean, I think all we really need is a good mixer, maybe even attached to a wallet with some real back end. What do you call it? God darn it, your ledger or your the ledger. And
yep,
we
Trezor is my preference.
What's that?
Trezor is my preference.
Oh, I mean, a wallet with you can see your ledger. You can actually see where your crypto is moving and going in dollar and cents terms and time frames. And I don't know. The way the way the wallets act, I don't know why they can't just build wallets that look more and act more like banks. So it would be nice.
We're getting there.
To see something. It's getting closer. It's getting closer. Hey, real quick. So anything you want to we're going to get all your links and everything in here. So how anything you want to let everybody know, I'm going to start letting the community come on in and start asking questions and talking with us and whatnot. Anything you want to say before I do that?
Yeah. So SJ has already put the link to the Telegram room in the description here, as well as a link to my Twitter. We're running a contest right now for the first 1,000 people who join the Telegram room will be entered to win one of 3 prizes, either $1,000 worth of ink, $500 worth of the print token, which will come out when the protocol launches, obviously, or I have a P copy of a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT for the 3rd prize, though maybe it should be the first prize because just this week, one of those Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs on PulseChain sold for 33 million Pulse, about $1,600, right? So nice. I think that could actually be the one to win, but it'll be random chance. You have to be in the Telegram room to win. I got a little spin the wheel thing I can use there. We'll probably do a live stream for it. Once the protocol launches, the contest will be over, and the protocol, in my opinion, will launch relatively quickly.
Right on. Cool deal, man. All right. Well, we got somebody in the green room wants to come on in, so I'm going to bring him up. You there, T-Shares? Yeah. The T-Shares is in the, I'm going to bring him up. You going to throw your camera on or just going to nothing? All right. I'll keep my finger on a button for a minute. I'm going to let T-Shares up. What's happening, T-Shares?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey, T-Shares.
Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming.
No
What's
problem.
going on?
No problem. Love the chain. Been here for a while. I just wanted to come on in and talk about, we just launched a token on pump.tires. So I just wanted to let everyone know. And I don't know, it's a pretty useful site. So we built the site, had the site. Now we launched this token and we got bonded through pump.tires. So I'm just kind of shilling it a little bit. Love the project, Fasto Duel. I'm going to follow you on Twitter and everything. Looking forward to it.
Cool.
Yeah,
so did the token already get bonded?
Yeah, we got the token. Can I share my screen? There'll be no dick pics or nothing.
Yeah, go ahead if you'd like. Oh, lost my light.
Let's see. Share screen. Share screen.
Oh, we're a token shill channel now. No, guys, now everybody needs to know. Pump.tire is a meme coin generator, right? All right. So this is somebody coming in here wanting to show us one of their meme tokens. We are not a shill.
Oh, well, I'm not really shilling a meme token. I kind of just built this site. It's megaswap.io. It's pretty much built for Hexicans and PulseChains. What it is it's just a collection of links. Like my family and friends, they don't know how to go to Solana over to Sonic or something. They forget the links and the bridges. So it kind of started out like that, but it's like a Trivago of blockchain. So this is the main page. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we got it up right now.
Well, it kind of covers the main tokens because, we're Hexicans and PulseChains here. Then I throw in, the BNB and the ETH and stuff here.
Oh, now you've gone and done it. You just went and shilled Bitcoin on my channel, man.
I got the PDI right there, but then there's a little bit of news, and down here is useful links. And I got that new Pulse dashboard, and I got Hexo here, a little video of Hexo. But the links with the stars are better. They're all good. But the main use of the site is like when you get to the site, if you were to open up this menu and say that you go to PulseChain or whatever chain you're on, when you go here, it's going to bring up like a Trivago. It's going to bring up your Petius, your PulseX, your GoPulse. It's going to bring up all these different blockchains. So you can actually go in here and queue up your tokens and say, hey, I want some PDI, I'm going to buy whatever. And you can compare price. You know what I mean? I can copy this and put it right over here and just kind of see who's giving me the better deal on what.
Look at you go. All right. I like that, man. A useful,
pretty much. And you got a whole hex section. And the block explorers are here because you forget them all. So I've got like all the chains. I got the block explorers, but you can go into the hex section. And then this again is just, you got that local staking and non-staking thing you can do from your own desktop. It has all the links here. It's really just a collection of links. And then when Pump.tires came out, we were like, hey, let's go on over to and just launch a token. And I put the address down here to that. I don't want to be like shill or nothing. I just was watching the show. And
oh, no, you wouldn't want to be shilling or anything.
No, I appreciate you having me, man. I love the community. I love the chain. There's always things happening over here on PulseChain. It's literally the best blockchain that exists. It's the meaning of DeFi. I mean, people just haven't really caught on yet. They're starting to. So,
well, I like the fact that you launched a meme token that it's connected to something, man. Good work on you. And hey, that's a great site. I really haven't heard of Megaswap before, to be honest.
I want the Hexicans to use it. I mean, just use it. You don't connect your wallet to it or nothing. So it's simple as can be. I mean, we're working on, like, I got a tool, like an airdrop tool coming that's just going to be phenomenal. but I'm going to be smart sizing it so it's better for phones. Like you got to turn your phone sideways now to use it properly and stuff. It's mainly desktop, but it's good things are happening.
Right on, man. Well, good on you. Appreciate you showing us that and actually doing something that you know, brings a little value to the community. I really like the fact you have all the dexes and everything set up so you can pop around on one page and do that. That's cool, man. Good stuff.
It's the endless tabs. It's ridiculous. You got this tab and that tab, and then you can't remember how to get over to Phantom or something. That's why.
I got screens now. I got like, you know, extra screens. No, that's cool, man. Good job, T-Shares. Appreciate it, man.
Well, I appreciate you having me on the show, brother.
Did you have Discord Syndicate in there? You got us?
I'm gonna put you in there. You're in here. I'm sure you're in here. It's just gonna be like when you go into like let's say we go into PulseChain, you're back in the swaps. You can't find your swaps. There's a whole big list of different links down here too. I mean, it's just full of links, and I kind of shill everybody. So you're in here somewhere, and probably in the hex section. But you know, it's just awesome for like you need to explore. You can't remember what or where they are. Well, here they all are. You know what I mean? I love it. I use it every day.
Very cool. Very cool. Good stuff. What about? We were talking a minute ago, not to change the subject, but thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, no, thank you.
When you were talking when you were talking about, you know, imaginary horribles, things happening, you know, having your money on PulseChain, what do you think about this 1.4 billion worth of ETH that's sitting out there stolen now?
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. They just had some news on that.
That's a good example of not putting your coins on a centralized exchange, right? Like not your keys, not your crypto.
Wow.
I believe a wise man once said. And this is exactly why you don't do that. Don't keep your ETH on a centralized exchange. It's a big target for hackers.
Yeah, I mean, really, I mean, the problems that we're seeing on DEXs right now, which is, you know, whales coming in and doing a similar thing by, you know, selling or whatever, or whales coming in and pulling liquidity. I think as time goes on and the market starts to regulate itself and bigger and bigger, you know, liquidity pools are created, more stable liquidity pools are created. You know, all of those kind of fears or things will go away. I mean, it's obvious it's a lot less than it is on centralized exchanges now. I mean, the risk on a centralized, there's $1.4 billion worth of ETH that's sitting out there that nobody knows what's going to happen to it, you know, and that's because of centralized exchanges. And you won't see a hack like that on a DEX. Yeah, there's whales. Yeah, there's people that have big liquidity pools or big bags, but you're not going to see that kind of mistake happening as time goes on. You know, right now, yes, the volatility, yes, there's whales that can move the market a lot, but as time goes on, it's going to be less and less of an issue as long as we're doing these things on DEXs and not centralized exchanges.
Agreed. I think the utility of the centralized exchange still remains, right? Like, you know, it's a handy way to get in and out, but like, yeah, don't sit there. But that being said, with the situation as it is right now, I don't think it's as bad as it looks. I think the market will recover. In fact, the market doesn't even look that bad today. We have like a 95K Bitcoin. If you think if people are going to panic and, you know, panic sell down 30%, they would have done it already. I could be wrong, but you know, the news is out and the price still looks acceptable. What do you guys think?
It hasn't really affected it that much. I was waiting to see what was going to happen, and it hasn't moved yet. But I was wondering if it was. We will see. Well, I mean, we'll also have to see what happens here and what the hack does. I saw something, you know, right before the show. Somebody's talking about North Korea or something. The values moved.
They might have been the hackers. Okay.
Is that where they're saying they're from?
I think I read some speculation like that, but whether that's true or not is to me it's currently unconfirmed.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy stuff happening in crypto, guys. Crazy stuff.
Yep.
All right. I'm looking at the chat room right now. Anything else going on this week? We still don't have a word on the Richard Hart hearing. It's called a hearing. It's not a case. It was a hearing. Whether or not the case is going to move forward, we still haven't heard anything on that. But cases and hearings are dropping like flies. I guess just somebody said in the chat room here a minute ago that I think something else just got dropped today. What was it that got dropped today? Was it the somebody just said it? Doggone it. I just saw it too. No, it'll hit me maybe in a second here. The Coinbase case was dropped.
Right. Yeah.
I find it strange that Coinbase and the way they're speaking about how the SEC was treating them is still treating us the same, still treating PulseChain the same by gatekeeping it. But he's claiming that now there's freedom in America with the SEC because he's been exonerated or removed from the watch list or whatever. But he has people on a watch list. So again, like I said, I believe in you, Brian, and I hope you do the right thing. And I think you need to do the right thing here with PulseChain and Hex and knock off your gatekeeping of us.
Agreed. I just read another one that SEC dropped their investigation into OpenSea, which is the biggest NFT marketplace in the world. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so that's a big deal.
Yeah, that's another good one. So hey, NFT marketplaces on PulseChain, you don't have to be afraid anymore. Go have at it.
Totally, and they're fine. Pulse Market in particular, like I said, they sold a 33 million Pulse NFT the other day. That was a copy of an NFT from Ethereum, right? So if all those copies of Bored Ape Yacht Club and Pulse Punks or whatever the NFTs are that were cool on Ethereum when the fork happened, they're all on the PulseChain, right? So it's pretty cool. I like it. But the fact that they dropped OpenSea, that means that they're maybe not after NFTs at all. And that's a whole section of the market, right? Some NFTs have utility, like with Hex HSIs and stuff like that. So it's probably a bullish thing. It
is. And I mean, and I thought when those HSIs came out, I thought that was legitimately going to legitimize, the NFT market, the NFT space. We got another person jumped in here, the singer. Let's bring him up. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Welcome, brother.
How you doing? What's happening, bud? Singer.
Another chiller.
I think you're muted. Hold on. Yeah, we can't hear you, bud. Yeah. Nope. You're still gone.
I'll speak for
him. Just don't sing. Don't sing for him.
Yeah, it's Raj's job.
There we go.
But check in the settings there, the singer, to see if your mic's hooked up. I don't think your mic's hooked up.
What's those headphones you got? Maybe it's those things. Or go to settings. Make sure your settings are set to the right microphone, Dan. Oh, he's going to go in and out.
He dropped it.
That's all right. He'll be back. So while we're doing that, I will change the subject for a minute and get my that light is not going to work. Little shill out. So the Pulse 369 event is going to be here in a matter of a couple of weeks. It is almost here. So The 6th, Thursday, which is the registration and dance party. That's going to be just hang out. So start the evening off with a DJ, laser light show, open bar, the whole shebang, shaboom. Just everybody hanging out and getting to know each other and having some fun. We're going to be doing that on the 6th. You there, bud?
Yes, sir.
We can hear you now.
You hear me now?
Yeah, you jumped in right when I was going to show the Pulse 369 event in Vegas. Let me finish up real quick here. So the conference itself will start on the 7th. So the 6th is the dance party, the DJ thing, just hanging out, not nothing other than a bunch of fun happening. If you get there early on the 5th, I'm going to be having a group of people going into the cigar lounge and hanging out and just coming together and having a cigar the night before. So anybody who gets there early, hit me a DM and I'll get you an invite to that. But then 6th is the laser light show, DJ party, and the 7th and the 8th is the event itself. And that's where the speakers like Crypto Coffee, B Roots, Axis, Whitney, Randy Larsky, Queen Wiki, all of them will be speaking. We'll be doing panel discussions. Individuals will be speaking. We're going to have a bunch of legal experts there that'll be talking crypto and legal and regulation. And the Treasurer of Nevada, Zach Conine, crypto-friendly, DeFi-friendly politician. I know whom you all hate politicians. Come meet one. Come find out what makes him tick. Get in front of him and ask him questions, and he'll be glad to answer you. And he'll be glad to answer you honestly and what his hands can and can't do in the regulatory space and within his own government. So he is the Treasurer of Nevada, and he'll be speaking there and be there for you to talk to him. And then on the 9th, Sunday, which is probably the biggest crypto prize event ever for a golf tournament. And that's going to be a golf tournament. The Pulse Masters golf tournament will be held on the 9th. That's Crypto Culture's baby. That's her thing. She's really shines when she puts that thing on. And she's out there putting up flyers and doing all kinds of cool stuff and bringing in other golfers from basically around the world. We've got some ringers coming in. Some of the projects are actually hired golf tournament ringers to come in and go play at the tournament so that they can try and win this crypto prize. At one point, it was like at $50,000, and the crypto that is in there has taken a dip. So we're still up there though. It's like close to 30K, and if we get a little pump in the next week or two, it might be a really lucrative golf tournament for somebody. I'm going to have some custom hand-rolled cigars there. We have a guy rolling cigars and hand them out to the golfers, whoever wants one. And so that'll be a great time. There's going to be sponsors at all the holes. There's going to be a longest drive, a best putt, all that kind of stuff there. So it's going to be a lot of fun. The golf tournament will be on the 9th. So anyway, we've got room for sponsors. If you want to help us, go to PulseChainTour.com. What we're doing is we are incentivizing the staff and the golf pros there at Desert Pines. And what we've done is we've offered them a certain amount of Pulse for every golfer that they bring to the tournament that is outside of our crypto space. So we're trying to bring no coiners in. We're also making the staff at Desert Pines Hexicans by creating wallets and having to get their prize in Pulse. So we are taking Pulse donations for anybody who wants to help sponsor that and participate in it so that we can bring more golfers and incentivize the staff to become Hexicans. Because the last golf tournament we had 4 winners that were golf pros that just wanted to come, or I should say just golfers, scratch golfers, whatever they call them. I don't know what you guys call each other. So the golfers came in and they won prizes, and they literally had to set up their own wallets and get their prize because they were no coiners, and now they're Hexicans. So that's our little onboarding tool, is at the golf event. So if you want to help us, you can go to the address at PulseChainTour.com, and you can donate some Pulse if you'd like. And I'm not asking, everybody just pitches in $2-3 worth of Pulse, $5 worth of Pulse, and it helps us to get those staff members at the golf club moving and shaking. So that's my shield. What's going on, Singer? You got something for us?
Yeah. Hey, I had some questions for Fast. Is it okay to talk to him about the new protocol? I said the new protocol. I mean, the fork, but you know what I mean. So
whichever protocol you want.
Yeah. When it comes to the other two, the others that have launched, right? One of the biggest, I would say, challenges that they've had is keeping that ratio in a. I say it's not really their job necessarily to keep that ratio at a manageable rate, but like your loan to collateral rate. Like right now, it's like 1100% or something, or some 1000% is what your minimum is. Otherwise, you're going to be getting redeemed against. Have you thought about how you might address that, whether it be in the contract or whether it be something in the community that's to help keep those ratios in line?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like, and just to provide a little background, like on liquid loans in particular, they've had the worst of it, where you can't take a very big loan against your Pulse, or you get redeemed against. It's hard, and so the collateral ratio ends up being too high. People are over collateralized; they're barely taking out a loan at all. Is sort of the danger. That being said, the protocol still definitively works, right? Like the stablecoin is $1; it has a bunch of liquidity, maybe not perfect. I think that the greater risk of modifying code that is proven to work versus trying to, Fast Abdul's home job, quick fix, no liquidation plan is probably not the way to go. So I'm definitely going with the same code that was used on Liquidity on Ethereum, as well as the 3 forks that we have on PulseChain. That being said, I have something up my sleeve to minimize liquidations. Though I'm not going to reveal, not liquidations, rather redemptions. I'm not going to reveal exactly what that is right now, but I have a plan. There'll be possibly some beneficial players that would, cushion the users from being redeemed against. Though, if you're a hair off of being liquidated all the time, then you're probably going to get redeemed against anyway. But I'm hoping the people who use it in a reasonable way, that we can minimize that so that they're not redeemed against when they're, at a 200% collateral ratio sort of thing. Ideally, the protocol would, sit between 300 and 600% collateral ratio versus the 1000% collateral ratio we've seen other places. And there's some ways that I think I can help with that, but I don't want to mess with the code, because we know the code works and we know the code's safe, and safety is the most important thing with these, stable coins, right? Versus any sort of thing that could glitch it, where either your tokens were locked in the protocol or a hacker could come in and take them from you, right? So your concern is noted. And
I understand completely. I guess liquid loans did. I mean, they took the brunt of the criticism from all that, and I think part of that was really the speed at which the oracle was taking place, and it allowed for this arbitrage to take place. But then once they resolved that, if you look at their ratios are way better than they are on Flex. Like Flex is you have to have 1,000 or 1,100%, and you have
Flex is low liquidity right now.
Yeah, there's probably 50
relatively low,
sitting at between 1,000 and 1,200%, and that's the bottom. Whereas if you look over there at liquid loans, it's maybe 350 or something like that. But no, I just wanted to know if, I'm going to call them out right now. I mean, liquid loans and Flex, the Earn protocol, they should have worked harder to help with that in some way. I realize code is code, but the fact that they had funds that were SAC funds, they could have done something. Whether it's they spent a bunch of time, energy, and effort of their funds to educate folks, or maybe they were to buy the underlying asset and actually put up some barrier vaults, setting some vaults up there to help bring that down. You know, you talk to them, and really the only way to get those vaults down to a reasonable collateralization ratio is for people to bring down, for everybody to bring their vaults down, right? You have to all come down together, so to speak.
Exactly.
Or you get some whale in there, that the giant vault that basically sits there. He becomes the elephant that's being eaten away by 1,000 bites, because that's what happens whenever that thing just sits there. But anyway, I'd love maybe if we need to talk offline some of the nuances, because I've used the protocol a bunch, and I've seen that how it was presented is not exactly how it all came to fruition, and not bad on any person. I'm not saying anybody did anything wrong. Don't get me wrong, but just, you know, there's some nuances of it that could have been better, that to make it more of a tool. I mean, I think a lot of
education's a big part of it, right?
Yeah, and trial and error. You know, that's the other thing, is that, you know, we all have the right to, you know, to speak about these things and focus on the challenges and speak about the challenges, but it's about discourse, and it's about, you know, that in their defense, they were first. You know, they came out, they did it first. They tried to figure out how to do it, and you know, and we know, you know, hindsight's 20/20, right? We look at it now and go, oh, why, shoulda, coulda, woulda. But hey, they did it first, and they tried to do it the way that and they're still here. It wasn't like they rugged or anything like that. They're trying to fix their challenges. You know, like you said, they had a little issue with the TWAPs at first, and you know, they worked that out. They fixed that and put it to a reasonable level. So, you know, I don't fault anybody who's building on this chain and going through trial and error. And you know, a lot of the people, and not you, of course, you've come in here and stated your case and asked the questions correctly and challenged, you know, what has happened. But we don't have to run around calling people scammers and memeing them and acting like fools. You know, it's really about giving everybody the opportunity to go out and make something good. You know, if something doesn't work or it breaks and you fix it, my hat's off to you. You know, and if your protocol doesn't work as good as something else that's out there, then the market is going to, you know, show that it's going to go somewhere else where its money, where its technology is better, and where their money is treated better. And that's how we all have to act, is, you know, you're going to be in this experiment. You need to have a rational mind about it. If you're going to be part of it, you got to have a rational mind about it. And you know, that's what I like how I like people talking is you know, hey, this protocol did this and that. Well, they fixed this and that. Well, it's still not better than that over there. Then, okay, well, then the market needs to go over there. And anybody who messed around in all of these things, that's on us, you know. And that
sounds like Singer's actually used all these protocols. Have you used them all, Singer, so far?
Yeah, I've used all of them. And I think, you know, the thing that these, you know, to their credit, right, they've done a really good job of education. I mean, they did spend a lot of time, I would say, put together great videos explaining how Vault works, explaining all that. And I know that some people just kind of jump into something without fully understanding it, thinking it's, oh, I put this there and now I have this free money. They think of like this concept of, you know, putting it in there and then buying more of the asset and, you know, kind of multiply as leverage, not realizing that whenever the price, it's usually not when the price goes down that's an issue. It's when the price goes up. Price goes down. I mean, if your vault's at 300%, you don't have any risk of being liquidated. But when the price goes up, then a whale would look at that money sitting there saying, I could get that with no slippage.
Yep,
that's right. They look at that. Yeah, if you look at that and say it's like shooting fish in a barrel, where there's money sitting where they're if it's going up. And they could say, yeah, it's a fixed amount of slippage for them because they know they're paying a certain fee. They do the math on it. They're like, yep, there you go. I'll take $500,000 worth of whatever Pulse X or something. And now they just you know, redeemed 10 vaults at one swap. You know.
Yep.
So,
yep. That's how it happens.
Yeah, those are. I consider these things. They're for sure issues, but there's ways I believe we can cushion the users so that it's less likely to occur as much. Though, there might be days where there's where a whale comes and decides to do that. That's partly of what makes the protocol work, right? Is to have that arbitrage opportunity. But like, we want to minimize that specific thing of whales coming in and using it as a way to buy, right? It's not the same as people arbitraging the stable coin because it's dropped below the peg. That's a desired activity versus, whales trying to save 0.5% on slippage is a less desired activity, right?
Yeah. And then, so you're going to have a token along with that for liquidity providers, right? Or for liquidity pool, just like there is on liquidity, liquidity fork, I think.
Yeah. And well, this is a full liquidity fork, right? So it has to have a token. I use pretty much the same tokenomics as you'd see with Earn or Flex, where I'm just stretching out the farming a little longer. I have some other levers I can pull with my 2FUX protocol to incentivize people to farm the stable coins and also as well as the staking tokens. So it'll be called Print, like it will be the equivalent to the Earn, Flex, or Loan token is the Print token, the ink printer, so to speak.
Yeah, I think that's another place where they could have done, hindsight's 20/20, right? But they've done a better job of basically making that token more valuable, using some of their SAC funds to make it more valuable. And in your case, you're not dealing with SAC funds, so there's more risk on you at this point. And so, but we appreciate you.
There's also no overhead of dumpers of people who want to get out, right? So something like liquid loans, $55 million went in. There's potentially $55 million in sell pressure. This will start with 0 sell pressure. If people are buying the tokens, it's because they chose to, or they're minting the tokens, which is what they're supposed to do with the protocol, right? No airdrop to anybody. It's just that's it.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you for sharing.
I think that'll change how people treat the tokens quite a bit, right? When there's not, they didn't sacrifice for it. They had to buy it if they wanted it, or they had to, in the case of the Print token, they can either buy it or they can earn it by minting the stablecoin and staking the stablecoin. Then they'll get the Print token. But they had to do something, and it was not given to them for free, and they did not pay for it up front and have for 6 months to get their money back, hopefully. So I think there'll be definitely people, it will seem like more precious to people when they had to buy it themselves to get it, or they had to do something to get it, but it was 100% their choice and they understood what they were doing going in. I think we'll have a different kind of audience than we've seen in the past.
Yeah. Well, it's the same ethos for ink. I mean, that's how they got their ink to begin with, right? They didn't, I mean, it had to be earned. So you're calling it the Print token. Is that what I gathered?
The Print token is the native token for the protocol, and then the ink dollar INCD is the stable coin for the protocol.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
That's the plan.
Nice.
I got snazzy logos and everything. Thank you.
Nice. Well, hats off to you, man. Good job on putting something together that actually is going to bring use case give people something to do with their ink and bring another product to market that mimics real world, investment strategies in immutable code that people can actually utilize to build wealth. And that's what we're all about here. And that's what people are doing. And I'm real excited that these protocols are refining, getting better. You guys all did it in the bear market, perfect time to do it. And hopefully as the bull run comes in, everybody can, start capitalizing on these products. So what I would suggest to everybody out there is to go understand and learn what these things are doing, what they can do for your crypto portfolio. As far as your dollars go, I don't know. Crypto's crazy. It goes up and down 80, 90% every 4 years. So your dollars be damned, but your crypto is in better hands now because you can actually make more crypto with your crypto. Period. End of story. That's what these things are for. We see it with Hex. We've seen it with all these other protocols. We know how to make more crypto now. So as time goes on, as the market stabilizes more and more and more, the years go on, now I think that the road is paved for us to really start to shine. I think that the space needed regulation off of its neck, you know, and that's where it's been. Regulation has been choking this space out for so long. What the administration in the United States is doing right now for crypto, the amount of pro-crypto legislators that are being put into place are just, it's astonishing. And I think that we're paving the way for us to go in the right direction. And it's going to take all of you. It's going to take this whole community to go out there and stand up for DeFi, shout as loud as we can, continue to have good conversations like this versus garbage conversations that don't bring any value to what it is that we're doing, or any validity to who we all are, or what we are as far as our character is, the protocols that we're building. We need DeFi to shine because we can't let them throw us out with the bathwater when they do start to regulate and make everything happen. We can't allow the powers that be step in and create a centralized crypto space that gets all of the deregulation. We need DeFi to stand out. We need to be at the table, not on the table. So guys like this here that are helping do that, I appreciate you guys, man. And anything you want to say before I close it out? Because it is late over here in Portugal. I am ready for bed. I'm too old for this stuff. I can't be up late.
Thanks for the discourse, gentlemen. I enjoyed it, and thanks for the tough questions, Singer. You gave me stuff to think about. Obviously, I've thought of these things, but it's like, yeah, it's good to know the community is aware and that they'll be looking for results, right? So keep our feet to the fire, make us build good stuff. It's the way to go. As I mentioned earlier, Captain SJ put all the links to join the Telegram room for Ink Printer in the chat. And we're doing a contest for the first 1,000 people who join the Telegram room will be entered to win a chance to win one of several fabulous prizes. But thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
All right, gentlemen. Thanks for coming. Everybody, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate y'all. Sandy Beach, welcome. I hope you're feeling well. Thinking about you. Hope all is good. Sorry you came late. Turn it on replay tomorrow. It was a good show. You're gonna learn something. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you. Take care. We'll see you next Friday. We'll see you next Friday. I'll be around. No, wait, I might be traveling. Anyway, we'll see. I'll let you guys know. Take care. We'll see y'all later.